So many of you may know this core design developed game as Fighting Force, and many probably think it was a game developed for the PlayStation, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Fighting Force was originally developed for the Sega Saturn in 1996 and pitched to Sega as a follow-up to Streets of Rage 3. Sega dismissed the idea, saying they had something already in the works. Yeah right, we all know how that went. So Core Design continued with development under the name of Judgment Force, which later changed to Fighting Force and took the game multi-platform, with the PlayStation and Windows versions being developed alongside the Saturn original, with a release date of late 1997 planned. The PlayStation and Windows version hit their target, however despite being reportedly completed, no Saturn version was released. It is said this occurred due to publishing disagreements. Core originally approached Eidos Interactive for publishing, but later contacted and secured a deal with Sega of Europe for the Saturn version, who claimed the game would be released in November 1997. For whatever reason, this did not happen and the game went unreleased. There was a rolling demo publicly released though on the Core demo disc that came on the front cover of a British gaming magazine. Now as you can see, the game is extremely early in development, plus two of the selectable characters turn out to be boss characters in the final game. The stage designs and character designs also went through many changes from this early Saturn version. Some for the worse in my opinion. But anyway, how does this early version play? Well, the controls are a little stiff, but they do seem to work well enough. Sadly, no weapons can be used. We can pick them up, but they'll have no effect on the enemy. We can clearly see great ideas here, which sadly turned out to be something rather dull. I wonder if Core changed dev teams once this version was dumped. So here we go with the PlayStation version that was released. As we can see, there are now two different characters to select, plus the two remaining characters have been redesigned, and not for the better in my opinion. Something else that was changed for the worse is inside the office tower. But hey, that's just my opinion, yours may differ. So have Core fixed the controls? After all, the early Saturn version wasn't exactly amazing. Well, they have changed them, but have they improved them? Not really. They're still sluggish, in fact they feel more sluggish due to the quick punch move being slower. There is more variety however, and not only can we pick up and use weapons now, but we can also pick up and throw objects. How about looks? The texture quality seems to be about the same as the Saturn version, although the nice straight lines have gone and replaced with the classic wobbly lines the PlayStation is so famous for. It's not a bad looking game for the time, but just not a particularly impressive one. Next up we have the Windows 95 version. There's not a lot that can be said about this port besides it being a direct port of the PlayStation game, but with much more stable 3D and far higher resolution textures. You can even add fog. Why you'd want to do this, I don't know. Maybe if you wanted to simulate the Nintendo 64. Talking of which, that's coming up next. Let's finish off with the Nintendo 64 port. Again, this is based upon the PlayStation version, but could have been the best looking of all versions. Sadly, while many parts of the game do look on par with the PC release, there are other sections which show the classic N64 blurry textures at work. It's strange because it's only some of the textures. It's as if core design had run out of memory when replacing the lower resolution textures with higher ones halfway through each stage design. Gameplay wise, it's pretty much the same as the PlayStation and PC versions, but with a bit of slowdown and frame dropping here and there. It's not too bad, but it is there. Look at all those versions of Fighting Force running side by side.